What is the crack the whip effect in relation to doubles triples? When the rear trailer swings out abruptly due to sudden steering input, increasing rollover risk. Which trailer is most likely to roll over in a set of doubles or triples? The last trailer. How can you prevent the crack the whip effect? Drive smoothly, especially when steering, accelerating, and braking. When driving doubles triples, how does your required following distance compare to a single trailer? It must be significantly increased due to longer stopping distances. What is a converter dolly? An auxiliary axle assembly equipped with a fifth wheel and used to convert a semi-trailer to a full trailer for coupling. When coupling a second trailer after connecting the air lines, what is the next step before backing under the trailer? Lock the pintle hook. What is the danger of unlocking the pintle hook with the dolly still under the rear trailer? The dolly could flip up, causing injury or making recoupling difficult. When performing a walk-around inspection of a double or triple, what should you specifically check on the converter dolly? Air tank drain valves and the pintle hook. What is the safest way to load a set of triples regarding trailer weight distribution? Place the heaviest trailer closest to the tractor. Before driving a set of doubles or triples, how should you check the air brakes on the second and third trailers? Ensure air is supplied to them and check for proper brake application and release. When uncoupling a second trailer, what should you do after lowering the landing gear and disconnecting the air and electrical lines? Unlock the pintle hook and pull away slowly. What is off-tracking and how does it relate to doubles and triples? The rear wheels of a vehicle follow a different path than the front wheels, which is more pronounced with longer combinations. How should you compensate for increased off-tracking with doubles and triples? Swing wide on turns and pay extra attention to mirror clearances. If a converter dolly has ABS, what must be present on the left side of the dolly? A yellow ABS malfunction lamp. When driving in adverse conditions, e.g. rain, snow, with doubles or triples, what should you do? Increase your following distance even more and drive slower. What is the primary concern when making lane changes with doubles or triples? Ensuring you have sufficient space to clear all trailers before moving over. If you need to make an emergency stop with doubles or triples, what is the best braking technique? Brake so you stay in a straight line and can still steer. When is it particularly dangerous to park a double or triple combination? In a spot you cannot pull straight through. What is the importance of checking all coupling devices thoroughly during a pre-trip and strip inspection of doubles, triples? To ensure all trailers are securely connected to prevent separation. What should you do if you notice a problem with a converter dolly's air lines, e.g. leak, during your inspection? Do not operate the vehicle until it is repaired. What is the function of the emergency air line, supply line in a multi-trailer air brake system? Supplies air to the trailer's air tanks and controls the emergency brakes. What is the function of the service air line, control line in a multi-trailer air brake system? Carries air to the relay valves that apply the trailer brakes. What should you check to ensure air is supplied to a second or third trailer? Listen for air sounds at the rear of the last trailer or check the air gauge if equipped. When connecting the air lines between trailers, which line should you connect first? The emergency supply line. Why should you fully charge the air system of a multi-trailer rig before driving? To ensure proper brake function on all trailers and prevent emergency brake application. What is the most common cause of trailer jackknife? Driving too fast and braking hard on slippery surfaces, especially with light loads. What should you do if the rear wheels of your last trailer go into a skid? Release the brakes and correct the skid by counter-steering gently. Why are doubles and triples considered less stable than single trailers? Due to their increased length and the multiple pivot points from the dollies. What is the consequence of not having enough space ahead when driving doubles triples? It limits your escape path and reaction time in an emergency. What is the correct procedure for checking the fifth wheel connection on a converter dolly? Ensure the jaws are closed around the kingpin and the safety latch is engaged. What is the danger of coupling to a second trailer that does not have spring brakes without using wheel chocks? The trailer could roll away if the air system is not properly charged or if it leaks down. When coupling doubles, Where should the second trailer's front end be supported before backing the dolly under it? On its landing gear, properly adjusted for height. What is a pup trailer? A short semi-trailer, typically between 26 and 29 feet, commonly used in doubles and triples configurations. What is the benefit of having a T endorsement on your CDL? It opens up more job opportunities in specialized hauling. What should you do before backing a double or triple combination? Get out and walk around the entire rig to check for obstacles. What type of hitch is commonly used to connect a converter dolly to the lead trailer? A pintle hook. How can you ensure the safety chains on a converter dolly are properly connected? They should be crossed under the pintle hook and attached to the lead trailer's frame. What should you check for regarding air lines between trailers during a pre-trip inspection? That they are not crimped, chafed, or leaking and are securely connected. What is the importance of knowing the height and weight of your entire doubles/triples combination to avoid hitting overhead clearances and exceeding weight limits on bridges or roads? When uncoupling the converter dolly from the rear trailer, what is the first step after lowering the landing gear? Disconnect the air and electrical lines. What is a kingpin in a fifth wheel coupling? A locking pin on the trailer that connects to the fifth wheel on the tractor or dolly. When passing other vehicles with doubles triples, what should you remember? It takes much longer to pass due to the increased length. What is the danger of letting the air tanks on a converter dolly drain completely? The emergency brakes will apply, making the dolly impossible to move. What is the most critical skill for a doubles triples driver? Smooth and consistent vehicle control. What is the recommended method for parking a doubles or triples rig for a short stop? In a pull-through spot whenever possible. What should you check regarding the landing gear of all trailers in a double or triple combination? Ensure it is fully raised and locked in place when coupled. What is the primary purpose of the glad hands connecting airlines between trailers? To ensure a leak-proof connection for the air brake system. Why should you test your service brakes after coupling a second or third trailer? To ensure they are working properly on all trailers before driving. When driving a triple combination, what is especially critical about your awareness of surrounding traffic? You have extremely large blind spots and need extra caution when changing lanes. What is the maximum height for commercial vehicles, including doubles and triples, on most U.S. highways? 13 feet 6 inches. Check state-specific laws. How does adding trailers affect the amount of space needed for turning and maneuvering? It significantly increases the space required. When should you perform a complete air brake system check on each trailer in a multi-trailer combination? As part of your pre-trip inspection. What is the proper connection order for a converter dolly to a second trailer? Back the dolly to the second trailer, hook up the airlines, then back the dolly under the trailer to couple. What must you verify regarding the safety chains on the pintle hook connection? They are crossed to prevent the drawbar from dropping to the ground if it separates. What is the best way to handle mountain driving with doubles or triples? Drive even more cautiously, use lower gears, and be prepared for longer braking distances. You got it. I've removed